Hello, beautiful humans. My name is Krista. Welcome to Little Flower Tarot, your floral oracle. Today, we are asking the question, how can you heal your root chakra? How can you balance your root chakra? We're going to be digging in, seeing if there are any imbalances and how we can correct those. We will also be entering into the infinite prayer today. So we will be doing a collective energy healing session that encompasses all three messages for all three groups. Instead of doing individual ones today, I feel called to do one, perhaps a little bit longer session, a little bit deeper of a session for all three groups. So if you would like to join in that after your session or before or both, I will put a link down below for how you can access that collective energy healing transmission. All right, so go ahead and choose group number 1, group number 2, or group number 3, and we will get started. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to Little Flower Tarot, your floral oracle. You have chosen group number 1 for this reading that focuses on how you can heal and balance your root chakra. I'm going to be doing an entire series of these chakra healing tarot readings, and each one is going to have a corresponding collective energy healing transmission. I like to call them the infinite prayer. They are energy healing transmissions that are infinite in nature. You can download the video and receive them as often as you'd like. I've made them extremely accessible. The link will be down below for that. If you wish to participate in that, you can do it before and or after the reading if you'd like. I would recommend actually after the reading because I will probably give some spoilers a little bit. I might give some spoilers in that. So yeah, that will be there if you'd like to join in that. But yeah, here we go. Let's get started. I have pulled a couple of oracle cards from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Let's see what you've got. Alrighty. So you've got Earth, and Ghost Dance, the Ghost Dance. Okay. I feel like these readings make me face my stuff too. Because I felt a little ungrounded today, and I was like, okay, well, I'm about ready to do a root chakra healing reading. And I had to, sit and ground myself and pray and root myself down. And I'm still feeling a little bit, and I'm noticing a little bit of nervousness around showing up here. But yeah, here we are, and let's do this. Let's do this together. So we've got our 2 oracle cards, and then I pulled a card from the medicine cards. It's a spirit animal oracle deck. And you got the salmon. Okay. Number 49, the salmon. Alrighty. Swimming upstream vibes. Okay, and then the tarot today is going to be pulled from the Wildwood Tarot. I thought it had a nice earthy, tribally, rooty vibe, so I picked this one for today's reading. Yeah. For this deck, I might have to consult the book. I haven't used it as often, and I know that they kind of renamed things a little bit, so we'll see. How can group number 1 heal and balance the root chakra? Where are there any imbalances? What do we need to see? What needs to come up for them? Is there anything unconscious that they don't even realize they need to heal? What's going on? Let's see what's going on with the root chakra and how we can balance it. Alrighty. So we got number 12, the mirror. We got the 3 of arrows with jealousy. I'm assuming arrows are swords. We got number 20, the Great Bear. The 4 of arrows with rest. The Pole Star, number 17. the Three of Stones with creativity, and lastly, the Six of Vessels with reunion. Okay. Okay, so number 12 in tarot is the Hanged Man. So the mirror is the Hanged Man. Number 20 is Judgment. So the Great Bear is Judgment. And of course, the pole star, that might be obvious, that is the Star. So, okay, let's tap in here. So your main card is the Salmon. And the first thing I think of with the salmon, of course, is how salmons swim upstream. And it gave me this feeling like maybe you are forging your own path in life. You are pushing forward in who you are despite the, I don't want to say like backlash, but despite what is going on around you, despite the predominant mindsets, belief structures of your culture, of your family life, of just the group, maybe your work life, the people who are at your work, just the group that you're existing within. You might be doing something right now to go against that in a way. And it's almost like there's a discomfort of kind of standing your ground, doing your own thing, and wanting to do it with love, and wanting to not offend anyone, wanting to not make anyone uncomfortable. Like we have this Three of Arrows jealousy card. And of course we've got the Star. So I'm feeling like you're following a dream. The Star is about following your dreams, the best case scenario for yourself, walking towards something that is illuminated within yourself, walking towards something a vision that you've been given. And I see you moving towards that vision. And yeah, with this jealousy, this Three of Arrows, which typically the Three of Swords is about heartbreak. But in this, with the word jealousy, there might be a concern that what you're walking towards, even though it's very good and very pure and very it's a noble thing to do, it's a good thing to do for yourself, you're worthy of it. Everyone has the capability to walk towards something bigger and better for themselves. And it feels like maybe there's someone or people or something in your environment, like a person in your environment that you're afraid that will feel jealous towards you, or you might upset them if you move towards this path. You might make them feel, make them feel bad in a way. And so, yeah, so I'm picking up in that energy. And let's see, so we've got the Hanged Man, and so three of your 7 cards are major arcana. So I'm sensing this is actually a really big shift for you. Yeah, and let's see. Three of Stones, creativity. Interesting. Three of Stones is Three of Pentacles. We've got Earth, the Ghost Dance. All right. The Six of Cups is a really beautiful Six of Vessels, reunion. It's almost like, I'm almost seeing like a trajectory from left to right here. A little bit. I mean, it's never quite that linear, but I'm getting this feeling like with the Great Bear, Judgment, and Judgment is like spiritual awakening vibes, and the Mirror with the Hanged Man kind of looking within. It feels like, and this Earth energy over here, we've got, the Pentacles, the Stones, Earth energy, and literally the word Earth. It almost feels like you're moving from this energy, and the Hanged Man can mean stagnancy. And this, it almost feels like it is like pausing, There is like this person resting in this boat back here. And it could even mean death and letting go. It almost looks like someone sent someone out. That's interesting. Sorry if I'm kind of circling around the point here, but it feels like you're moving from this space of just rooting in and finding security within who you are and awakening to your own worthiness and awakening to your own ability to actually, move in this direction. Like with the Three of Stones, the Three of Pentacles is about collaboration and working with a group to create something worthwhile, to move towards something. And it's about, and that is actually making me think of spirit guides and God and your relationship with God and the universe. And it really feels like you're going in this direction of, we've got this Six of Cups with reunion and the pole star with your biggest dreams. And with this ghost dance, it's just reflecting this energy of like, the future is unknown to you. This ghost dance is like, you don't know what it's going to look like when you get where you're going, and you have a vision and you're holding the vision. But there might be a little bit of fear there because it's the unknown, it's the future is very unknown for you. So over here, you've got this grounded stability, like the known, and you're walking into the unknown. And this reunion is making me think of, you're moving into like a reunion, not only with your true self and your true being and feeling safe and sacred in that space, but you're moving into a space of where you're going, the people around you are going to reflect back your true nature in a way that you've never experienced before. It's going to be brand new. It's going to feel strangely familiar, but so new to you. So I feel like, all right. So how you can heal your root chakra in the midst of this transition that you're going through, in the midst of this, swimming upstream, going against the grain, this fear and worry of this backlash or this jealousy from the people around you, is that we've got this Four of Swords card here, rest, in the center of everything. And in this card, we've got a man who, it's actually very symbolic of it. It's right after the Three of Arrows. It's almost like you've had to dodge arrows. You've been existing in, like, while you're cultivating and you're living in a place of security and like where you feel like all your needs are met, you have a roof over your head, food on the table, and you're cultivating this sense of internal abundance, internal groundedness and security. It's like, in the middle of rooting into that, you've been in an environment that hasn't necessarily been completely reflective of your highest ideals. So when I see this guy lying here, I see him, he doesn't have any arrows in him, right? So the arrows are just surrounding him, like they missed him, but he's exhausted. He's exhausted from dodging all the arrows around him. And that's how I feel like, that's what you feel like right now, this swimming upstream, this like just trying to make sure you feel protected in your own boundaries and asserting your boundaries and moving towards what you want and individuating enough from your environment that you feel like you're on the right path for your own soul, and like holding all of that intact in the midst of being around energies that don't understand where you're going, what you're doing, that maybe don't support it, or maybe you feel like you've had to keep things to yourself because people quite simply wouldn't understand, or maybe they would doubt it, doubt your faith, doubt your path. And so you might have kept things to yourself in certain ways. So how you can heal your root chakra is, I feel like there's a strong messaging saying that you cannot heal your root chakra until you allow yourself to have the true deep rest that you fully deserve and need. So I'm getting this feeling like you haven't allowed yourself to rest because you haven't felt truly safe and secure and rooted enough to like allow yourself to like let go enough to truly like rest and let yourself fall into like rest, you know, like it feels like creating a sanctuary of your bedroom or where you sleep is going to be very important. Creating a situation in your life where rest has a permanent place in your life. Like it's a permanent fixture of your being, that you can rest within yourself anytime that you need to. When you need rest, you can rest. I feel like there's been this feeling of like, I couldn't rest if I wanted to, because like, even when I go to sleep, my dreams are chaotic, or I'm not tossing and turning, or, you know, I just don't wake up feeling rested. You know, I wake up feeling groggy, or even when I do try to relax, I can't fully let go. I can't fully just let go, because it's like I've had to live this long in this sense of like protecting myself, protecting my boundaries, rooting into feelings of security. I feel like you have been on a journey to heal your root chakra. And now it's almost like you've done so much work. You are safe to rest. You are safe to let your soul truly rest. Like no one's out to get you. You've gotten to this place. Like even if some of the energies around you have been feeling like they're, like sometimes we can get triggered when something is contrary to like our deepest core beliefs and evolution. And if someone we know and love doesn't understand that, or like projects something of their own onto that, we can feel like violated, or we can feel like we always have to kind of keep ourselves on guard, and like, when can we finally unfold? When is my true self and my true vision, where I'm going, like safe to unfold and be present in the world and be vulnerable in the world, and in doing that, be safe with the people around you, because they completely understand it. They get you. They know what you're doing. They believe in you. They believe in themselves as much as they believe in you, and as much as you believe in yourself. So there's no like jealousy. There's no combativeness. There's no like underlying like subconscious like pulling each other like down or anything like that. You're in with the Six of Cups reunion, like it just feels like soul family vibes. It feels like you're moving, once you're past this transition, you will be moving into a space where you're more welcomed by your culture, by the people around you. I feel like soul family will start coming in, and it will feel miraculous. Like it feels like that's the inevitable journey from following the star, you know, like this is what your outcome will be, you know, like you'll find, it will be like you find yourself in this place where you are so supported by the people around you, and so seen by the people around you, where you will finally be able to know that you are fully 100% safe, that people will catch you, and people will accept you fully for who you are, and they won't project any like unhealed shit onto you. Like you will be able to feel free, because these people are going to be more balanced, more rooted in who they are. So it's just going to be a lot easier to be more balanced and rooted in who you are, and it will just be less insecure people around you. So and it could also mean there's another like message coming through of like, when you start, like, yes, sometimes there are people around you who are on like a different timeline than you, or they're on their own journey, and it's like they might not understand you, but there's this like messaging of like, the more you allow yourself to rest and heal your root chakra, and the more you calmly and just lovingly and kindly assert who you are in the world, there's this feeling like people will adapt. So even if you are in an environment where you've been feeling these energies, some of you, I feel like this is a message for some of you, not all of you, but maybe even in your current environment, people will adapt to you. But I feel like this rest is so important. So how can you rest? Like, how can you deepen into rest? I would say I would say, like I mentioned before, your bedroom needs to be a sanctuary, and it needs to be held and cultivated specifically for the purpose of rest. And I think compartmentalizing things a little bit more, not doing a bunch, just compartmentalizing your space a little bit better. Like at least like leaving the bed for rest. Like if you have a limited amount of space and you have like a desk in your room where you work, kind of like compartmentalizing the spaces a little bit better of like, this bed is my sanctuary for when I'm going to lie down and find true rest and like communion with the peace that comes from knowing God, communion with your higher self, like just being like at rest in your own soul. Like this is the place where I do that. Or even creating a designated meditation space where you can go and sit and just let your soul rest in this little bubble. And even if you're awake and aware, like it's still like very deeply restful to meditate and just be with yourself and carve out that not only physical space, but time out of the day, even if it's 10 minutes or so, to sit and be in a restful state, a restful observance. Because this energy of like swimming upstream, while it's been very beneficial for you and it's very necessary for this transition that you're in right now, it can be exhausting. And so I like how these two are in the middle. It's like a balance, like pushing and moving and resting. And I just feel like the main imbalance is that you're not resting enough. You're not letting go enough. Like I feel like the mind is always on the journey and the mission and the thing, like the goal, the outcome, like where I'm going, what I want to be accomplishing. And if you continue in that state of like never truly letting go and just being present in the moment, I keep imagining like you going out into nature and like thinking and worrying about like, or just trying to get it over with. Oh, I better go out into nature and take a walk because I feel a little ungrounded, or I feel like I need to, it's good for me. As opposed to going out into nature and like just literally not thinking about time, like not thinking about goals, not thinking about time, just being with yourself, whatever that brings up, even if it is anxious, even if it is a little bit, even if it is like those thoughts of I have to do this, and rather than just like getting through something or like taking a quick walk and then like having it on your mind and then leaving the walk and going back to the thing, like, and unconsciously doing that. It's more, I feel like the message is more like go into the woods. And if those anxious feelings or those like that like goal oriented, like, okay, I'm going to get this walk in, and then I'm going to go do this. If that comes up, like just observe it. Like a meditative state is very needed. Pulling back and observing your emotions and your like urge to create, urge to move, urge to push, urge to do, like observing that and being with that. And the more you can observe that and like detach a little from it and just be with it, the more you can let it go. And the more you can start to allow your soul to like fall into rest. So, because you're not going to be able to effort yourself into rest. That's not how true rest works. It's more about like, just being in observance and trusting that rest is an innate part of who you are. It's a birthright of yours. It's something your body naturally needs and does. So you can trust that you will fall into rest, even if it's not perfect, even if it's not fully letting go at first. Just being on that journey and trusting in your body and your spirit and your soul to like allow you to fall into that restful state, and just observing when you're pushing or, trying to force things to happen in your life, or you're uncomfortable with the present moment. So you're trying to get into the next moment, but that's the whole point. You're only uncomfortable because you're trying to get into the next moment, it's like that. So yeah, I like, you need deep, soulful rest. So open yourself up to signs and synchronicities. I'm getting the sense like we all are connected to spirit. We all are connected to the universe, to God, to all the like messages and signs and signals out there that will point you in the right direction on what is best for you and your soul when it comes to rest, and like this butterfly, I don't know if butterflies are a sign or signal for you, but you're never going to become that butterfly, unless you rest, unless you let yourself go into your cocoon and truly just let yourself morph into what it is your body and soul want to morph into, to transform you into the being that's going to like emerge on the other side. Like once you enter into this, this like, I don't know what the word is. I just see like a bunch of energies just mixing together and transmuting and like alchemizing into, here's Jackson. Okay, buddy. Let's get down, buddy boy. All right. But yeah, I see you alchemizing and transforming into who it is that you need to be to rise on this other side. And like, I just feel like I see you like disappearing into that and then like emerging like this beautiful, amazing being that is ready for like best case scenario, dreams coming true, soul family coming in, whole new reality that's completely different to your old one, but so much more reflective of who your true soul is. So you might not know what that looks like yet, and you won't know what it looks like fully 100% until you're there, because like you have these beings that want to welcome you in and want to be there for you. You have like best friends that you haven't met yet. You have like if you're single and you haven't and you're looking, like there's an entire human potential life partner out there like waiting to welcome you in. And yeah, this rest is like, here's the thing. I'm not saying like if you don't allow yourself to rest that these things won't come, but I'm going to say that you're going to be a lot less prepared, and it's going to be a little bit more of a tricky adjustment when you do get here, as opposed to if you just now take care of this, like this part of your soul that's begging you to enter into it. You will enter into this and it will be like strangely effortless, and everything will just, you'll be strangely trustful. Like it'll be like this, like, whoa, this is so different, but I trust, I feel in my soul, I feel in my body, I feel in my root that this is where I'm meant to be. And like, you will get to that space. I'm just saying like, regardless, but like I said, yeah, I mean, you heard me. It's like, it'll be a little bit trickier. Or just a little bit more of an adjustment if you, eventually the thing is eventually your soul is going to pull you into this deep rest, period. Like it's just a matter of when. But it's calling you to do it now. So, whatever you can do in your life, whatever resources you have, whatever nature is around you that you can go enter into and let go of time, whatever you can do in your immediate environment, in the place where you sleep to help yourself rest better, whatever you can do at night to like help your body rest when if you have caffeine, sugar, the basic, what you need to be doing. That's the thing. I think you know what you need to do to allow this rest to naturally happen in your life. So, yeah, I mean, that's literally it. That's your message. It's you need rest. So, yeah, let me see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, this is interesting. Just the imagery here is so beautiful. It's almost like this woman has been in a cave and she has been resting, and look at her roots like down on the ground. And it's like she's just now exiting the cave and coming into her own, coming into this new light, emerging in a new energy and facing the light of this new morning. And I feel like this is going to be you. This is going to be you. When you let yourself rest, you're going to feel brand new when you come out of it. So yeah, continue to incorporate take little moments throughout the day to like meditate or rest, or just little breathers throughout the day. Yeah, but your dreams are coming true. You've been following divine guidance. You're on the right path. It may look a little scary. The future may be unknown, but I can assure you that when you get there, you're going to feel safe and secure. And you're going to feel more rooted in who you are than you ever have. And trust that you're in the right place right now. You're in the most fertile place for you to deepen into your own sense of truth. And this has just been a part of your journey, just deepening into who you are, even when the environment around you doesn't necessarily reflect that back. When you do find yourself in this new environment, where the environment is much more reflective of your true nature and your true soul, like essence, you're going to feel so rooted in who you are, just because you kind of got forged through the fire, and you're going to feel so grounded and safe, and it's all going to feel very right. So trust in where you're going. Yeah, you're on the right path. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your presence. I have this strong feeling that all 3 readings are going to be pretty cohesive. So if you're drawn to any of the other 2 readings, definitely look into those. And at the end of all 3 readings, we're going to go into the infinite prayer. We're going to be doing a collective energy healing transmission for the root chakra. So I will put a link down below on how you can access that. And yeah, anything else? Oh my goodness, you know what? I forgot to do flower symbolism. You chose the carnation. Sorry, it took me so long. Here, let's get it. Yes, so I picked out these beautiful, like reddish pink carnations. They've got like a brown and a red to them, so I thought that was very earthy. The carnation is actually one of the oldest cultivated flowers on Earth, and it was discovered in ancient Greek and Roman times by one of the earliest known botanists. And it has a lot of medicinal qualities. It's known as the flower of the gods because its scientific name was derived from the god Zeus. So yeah, I thought that was just a nice little bit of info about the carnation. Yeah, sorry I forgot to do your symbolism in the beginning. But all right, thank you so much. I hope to see you in the other readings, but if not, I hope to see you in maybe just another time at another reading somewhere. So thank you so much. Bye. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to Little Flower Tarot, your floral oracle. My name is Krista, and today we are going to be doing a reading that focuses on how you can balance and heal your root chakra. So I chose this brownish, pinkish red carnation for today's reading. I also chose these St. John's worts over here. I just thought they were really beautiful. The carnation is actually one of the oldest cultivated flowers. It originated in ancient Greece and Roman times in the Mediterranean region, and it was it was discovered by one of the earliest known botanists, and the name is actually often called flower of the gods. The scientific name of it is related to Zeus, the god, the Greek god Zeus. So it's got many medicinal qualities. And what else about this sweet little... I think I covered everything. Yeah. I just thought it was interesting that it's one of the oldest cultivated flowers on the earth. I think that's good for the root chakra, like just ancient times. But yeah. So I'm going to put this guy up here. Today I pulled 2 oracle cards from the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. And your first card is the Ancient Ones. Okay, interesting, because just talking about how ancient the cultivation of the carnation is. And I did not mention that in the last reading, so, or focus on it so much. So there must be something about ancient times, maybe like ancestral healing. This number 1 makes me think of like the beginning of time, like, yeah. Okay, so, and then we've got number 21 with the gatherer. Beautiful. Ooh, this is giving me this beautiful abundance vibe. It's like you going out and reaping what you've sown. Oh yeah, I'm feeling that vibe. Like, I'm loving it. This, like, the ancient ones is like this root level healing that's happening, and this whatever seeds you've been planting are gonna grow like freaking wildfire, and you're gonna have this harvest to reap very soon. So that's amazing. I'm excited for this reading. Alrighty, and then I pulled one card from the, what's it called? The medicine cards. They are animal guide. It's like an animal guide oracle, if that makes sense. So you got the swan, number 39. Interesting. Swans typically remind me of soulmates and mating for life. Yeah. And mirroring, like soulmates that mirror each other. So, okay. I'm really feeling this vibe. Like, I feel like I need to, like, let's all just take a deep breath right now. Like, let's just ground ourselves. Imagine our roots going down deep into the earth. Connect to the earth. Bring your energy into the earth. And allow the earth to nurture you. You are on the right path. Everything is going to be just fine. Everything is working out swimmingly. Yeah, you're on the right path. Okay. Alrighty, so next I'm going to pull some tarot cards from, this is the Wild Wood Tarot. It's this interesting kind of Celtic-y, earthy, tribal-y type tarot deck that was given to me. And let's see, how can group number 2 heal and balance their root chakra? Ooh, okay. Haha. Here we go. Oh my gosh, these really want to come out. Okay, so we've got the 10 of arrows. The 10 of arrows is the 10 of swords. I like how these, I'm going to take the original meaning, but I'm also going to take the meaning that they're implying as well. So then we've got the Queen of Vessels, the Queen of Cups, and the Salmon. The last group number 1, got the salmon for their like animal guide card. That's kind of interesting. Then we've got the Blasted Oak, which is the tower. Obviously, you can, the tower is about, I mean, it's just very symbolic. Like, look at this. But, so the tower is about things shifting unexpectedly. Number 15, the Guardian. And then number 14, balance. You've got the 6 of arrows, transition, and here's another swan. More swan symbolism. The boat, the 6 of swords is about transitioning from one phase to the next, from a cycle that was maybe very trying into peaceful waters. And I just think that's super awesome. There are 2 swans. And we've also got the Ace of Bows, which is the Ace of Wands, and it says Spark of Life. Okay. All right. Again, just like group number 1, you've got 3 out of your 7 tarot cards are major arcana. So it's not surprising, I guess, in a root chakra reading that it's talking about like major shifts and changes. It feels like collectively on the earth, we're going through like major root chakra, like underlying like identity shifts and changes. And so, yeah, not super surprising. I think it's also interesting that you got 16, 15, 14. So with the trajectory here, it's almost like going backwards. Yeah. And then we've got, let's see. So our center card here, the Guardian, is actually in the original tarot. It is the Devil. And the Devil speaks about fears, unconscious beliefs that hold you hostage. I would say with this Swan card, this is about your connection to intimacy with other people, like your close-knit relations. And there's this, with this Devil card under here, I'm getting this feeling of, well, the Devil, like I said, the Devil represents oh my gosh, I kind of love this imagery actually. So if you look at this, I hope you can see it. So yeah, you can see it. Okay, so if the Devil is the Guardian, right? So say like if you're doing shadow work and you're entering into like heavier energies, it's almost like, how do I put this into words? I'm getting the sense like the Devil is like he's in front of the cave and there's a path going into the cave. And so these fears, these worries, these negative thoughts, intrusive thoughts, anxiety, whatever it is that may be, that you may have experienced in the past or are experiencing, these are the guardian of the cave. And inside the cave are like beautiful gems of who you are that are worth facing the Devil for, are worth facing the Guardian for. And maybe you have been in this energy or are walking through it right now. But it's really this feeling of, yeah, I see you walking through this cave and like retrieving these lost parts of yourself. And in order to walk through the cave, you have to like face all these like darker energies and fears and things that are like, or maybe it's just like the repercussions of, that's not the right word. The effects of past trauma, effects of relationship wounds that you've experienced in the past, like reflections of just how you'd been treated in the past. Like I said, if this is in regards to intimate relationships or an intimate relationship that you're in right now, there could be energies coming up right now that are maybe like you're starting to feel a little bit triggered. You're starting to feel like accusational energies are coming out. You're wondering if you can actually trust this person or trust these people. This feeling of worry and concern about trusting the people around you or the person around you. Very present right now. And I can't tell you if you can trust the people around you or not, right? But what you can do is you can face this guardian. You can face these fears, and not in a way where you're projecting it onto the person around you or the people around you, in a way where you are going into the cave yourself internally and sorting through the fears and the triggers and the anxiety and allowing it all to come up and be with it with compassion and walk through it with resolve, walk through it with faith in knowing that this is the path to your healing. This is the path to the awakening of your ability to know when you can trust and when to be more reserved. You are walking the path. This is the path. I will say sometimes this is the path. This is the scary path. It is scary sometimes, but it is the path to healing. It is the path to awakening to your true nature. It is the path to healthy intimacy with others. It is the path to finding your self-worth, finding your own ability to discern what's right for you, and eventually entering into a space where you feel trustful and so trustful in who you are that you know that you won't be hurt in the way that you've been hurt in the past again. You won't allow it. Your boundaries will be so rooted, so strong, so grounded in just in your being, in the root level of who you are, that you won't even have to think about whether or not you can trust a person. You will just know. So if you've been walking this scary path and healing old wounding from relationships that hurt you, and if it's been very trying and very triggering, you're not alone, and you're on the right path, even though it might not feel like it. So, okay. Wow. Yeah, like with the Tower card here, the Blasted Oak, maybe in the past, like you just had like the rug pulled out from underneath you, or you've had experiences in your relationships, friendships, whatever it may be, work relationships, where you trusted and you got burned. You trusted and someone like betrayed you. You trusted and it was just like this, all of a sudden things were different, and all of a sudden, or maybe you even got attacked, or maybe, you know, it's just like this feeling of, I thought I was safe here and I wasn't. And it's like like maybe you don't trust your ability to, or you learned not to trust your ability to discern whether or not a relationship was healthy. Like it felt good at the time. It felt natural. It felt like love, or it felt like true friendship, and it wasn't. And so your ability to, it almost caused this like internal mistrust with yourself, because you're like, how could I get myself to that place where I got so hurt by someone? How did I allow myself to enter into a relationship with someone who had the capacity to do that to me? And wow, you know, like that really rocked you. That really rocked your energy and your self understanding of your own ability to trust and to discern. So, sorry if I was a little redundant in that messaging. Sometimes I feel like I'm not describing it good enough. And then I keep rambling on, and I'm like, no, I said the message. She gets it. He gets it. Like they get it. It's fine. But yeah, so, okay, so Queen of Cups with the salmon. So the Queen of Cups is this like really compassionate, loving, like this woman, this female energy, that is just so overflowing and beautiful. By the way, gender doesn't matter. I'm just kind of rambling on about the Queen of Cups. But, so this is a very feminine, compassionate, loving, overflowing emotions, very giving, very generous, just ever-flowing, beautiful part of your soul that you have. This like, you want to give love so generously. It's just a part of who you are. It's innately part of who you are. You have an infinite wellspring of love to give. And maybe you've held yourself back a little bit. Like you're not as loving as you used to be. You're not as free as you used to be. Your heart's not as open as it used to be. Not as expressive, because you've learned to mute yourself. You've learned to hold things back. You know, you've been burned, and your trust has been violated. Your love has been taken advantage of. And but this part of you is still always going to exist. And when you don't get to live freely within it, when you don't get to express your love so truly and in such a big way that your soul is meant to, you will feel thwarted. You will feel thwarted if you don't get to do that. So I'm sensing like a very strong and large sense of community and family is extremely important for you. And I feel like maybe you've lost sight of that. Like with this Ace of Bows, spark of life, I feel like I saw this as this energy that it was like a part of you is going to come back to life again. Like there's going to be a part of you that's related to your community, to your relationships, to the people you hold most dear in your life, that's going to be sparked back inside of you. So if you think about the last time you felt really connected to your community, you felt loved, you felt a part of a group, you felt a part of something, and you just felt like you belonged, even if those people or that environment ended up hurting you, that original feeling was so true and so real and so it was perfect and pure, and there was nothing wrong with you being in that space. You were lovely in that space. You were so giving and connected, and you felt like you were around people who felt like family, and you felt loved and loving towards others and connected to, like, you felt amazing, and that was real and true. And you can have that in an environment that's not going to hurt you. You can have that in an environment where it's going to be a seed that is planted and that grows and that's reliable and that's going to reap this, oh my God, this abundance that's coming is like an abundance of love, an abundance of connection. I get the sense that the most important thing to you in this life is feeling loved and connected to your community, loved and connected to like whoever's close and most intimate, like for you in your life. Just feeling like you're a part of that. And I'm really getting this feeling like maybe you lost sight of what that is supposed to feel like, even though it's the most important thing to your heart and soul and who you are. I mean, I would argue this is the most important thing for all of us. Like, just being connected to our human family and feeling purposeful within that, and being able to give to the people around you in the way that your soul calls to give, you know, like that you feel called to give. I'd argue that that's a deep soul need of every human being, and just a very normal and like innate part of every single person. So if there's any like feelings of unworthiness around that, or feelings of like, I don't know, like feeling like impossibility around that, that's 100% not true. Wow, there's like an underlying current of energy telling you that you've been like, I don't want to put, it's like a weird wording, but like you've been so messed up that you're not able to ever going to be able to have that again. That's bullshit. That's this devil energy. That's this guardian, like, oh my God, that's this guardian at the threshold of the cave. And I feel like when you finally, this is the thing, like he's like guarding the cave, and once you get past this fear and you walk through the cave, and once you get past all the like bullshit that's going to be trying to like keep you from walking through the cave, it's like you're going to walk into the cave and you're going to find like your soul fam, you know, like you're going to find, or even awaken to relationships currently in your life and the beauty within them, like either or, like new people coming in or awakening to the people who are already in your life, and just a deeper sense of connection to your human family. But yeah, like what I imagined was you walking in here, and instead of like scary things and feeling like you're going to have to mine through all this darkness to find like little pieces of yourself, like I was mentioning before, this is like walking into the cave and seeing like your soul fam around a fire, dancing, singing, and just looking at you like, come on, like, let's do this. Like, we're here. Like, let's go in this flow. Like, this is all here for us. It's natural. It's real. Like, here we are, and you get to be a part of it. And so, yeah, like there is deeper intimacy and connection waiting for you. And this devil energy is like, you are on the path to that. And if anything is telling you it's an impossibility, or like kind of like fogging up your view of like what that might look like, or just feeling like if you feel any doubt and you feel like any inkling to like settle for something that doesn't feel like right in your soul, this is that's just that it's a lie. It's a devil energy just telling you, like, trying to hold you back in your comfort zone. But You've got so much light ahead of you and so much connection ahead of you that's going to feel effortless and peaceful and balanced. So I sense that you're on this journey right now into true communion with the human family, and in a way that makes you feel at home and makes you know that the universe truly does provide, and that everything you need in relation to your relationships is available to you and is going to show up, so long as you continue to walk this path and take these steps and honor your true worth and know who you are. Okay. And so, yeah, this guardian energy is really strong. And it's almost like there are underlying things going on in your subconscious that have been holding you back from deepening into your trust that you are worthy of the relationships you seek, healthy relationships. Whether that's healing and growing in current relationships or inviting new ones in. And let's see. Okay, so we've got the 10 of Swords with instruction. So the 10 of Swords is typically about painful endings, which we touched on that. We touched on relationships that hurt you or burned you. Okay, so I think I'm going to move on to this 14 balance card, which is Temperance. We've got, let's see, it almost looks like, it's like snakes, but it looks like dragons kind of wrapped around each other. And Temperance is about alchemy, about transformation, about healing, balance. Wow, I'm feeling this like pulsing in my root chakra right now, like in my thighs almost. Like it's like this boom, 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 boom. Whatever you've been walking through, whatever you've been doing, you are healing your root chakra. You've been doing an amazing job of tending to your root level, internal sense of security and balance. I'm getting this sense like with the ancient ones over here, it feels like ancestral energy, very rooty, very much connected to your tribal energy. Well, first of all, I'm getting the sense that your ancestors surround you with so much love, and they've been guiding you through this journey, through this healing journey that you've been on. And by that, it's very much, it's about your connection to the rest of humanity and to your close circle or blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I feel like I'm like very redundant. I'm sorry. But yeah, your connection to others, and feeling a part of something, feeling like you belong to a group, feeling like you belong to others. Your ancestors have been guiding you on this journey. And I feel like there's this feeling of being proud of you, feeling of like, I'm sorry that you had to go through all that you had to go through to get to where you are. I'm sorry that you had to heal all of the pain from our wounds. You know, I'm sorry that it's been so hard for you, but I am so proud that you could heal what I couldn't. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you, and you deserve all the love that is coming to you, and all the love is coming to you. I just get this sense like the deep healing you've been doing inside of yourself is going to reap this gatherer card. Like it's going to like pull you into this feeling of no matter where you are, you know you belong, and feeling of connection to every human around you and compassion for every human around you. And a rootedness in your own depth, in your own sense of self, and a knowing when you meet someone who is important in your life's journey, or a deep sense of peace when someone walks into your life and blesses you with their presence, and in your new relationships that are coming in, ease and peace and nothing but support and love and honor for each other's being. That is what you're walking into. And all of the work you've been doing has been leading up to that. And so this is an interesting reading because it's how can you heal your root chakra? You've been doing it. You've been doing it. If anything, I would say that you need to look at this subtle energy that's telling you that it's an impossibility to have these healthy relationships just because you never experienced it before. Like just because you've never, it's a new way of relating to people that you haven't experienced, and a reception of who you are in the world around you, and a reflection back of your true essence in the people around you. And you've never experienced it to this degree to where it is truly, truly safe for you to be yourself, no matter your surroundings, no matter who's around you. Not only that, to have these new people come in and nurture you and feed your soul in a way you've never experienced, and for it to feel so effortless and flowing and reciprocal. That is here for you, and it will feel natural when it comes. And so, don't heed any weird thoughts or negative energies that or worries or concern that like that's not possible for you. Because that's literally the path you're on right now. Oh, this is sweet too. Like with this Ten of Swords, this says instruction. And I love this because there's like this old man and he's teaching this like younger person to, to shoot a bow. And that reminds me of like, your ancestors will guide you. Like you have spiritual support. When the time comes to awaken these new feelings of connection to your human family, you have so much spiritual support to guide you and nudge you into safety within that and into comfortability within that. So you are on the right path. You are healing your connection to other people. This balance of giving and receiving is innate inside of you already, and it will only naturally extend into the world around you. And like with this giving and receiving, like the gatherer feels like receiving this bounty, and these givers, you've got so much spiritual support and ancestral support that are giving to you right now and moving you in the right direction. Like with the Six of Arrows transition, like you are moving from one way of being into another, and into a feeling of safety in this new way of being. And you're doing it. So you're doing it. Thank you so much for the work, the root level work you've been doing to heal yourself, to heal your connection to others. Because what you're doing is healing like the entirety of humanity. Like every little thing you do, when you've been facing all these dark things or these demons and this heavy energies, healing all your ancestral karma, clearing that out. Like if you're not aware of it, that's what you are doing. So if you're processing anxiety and fear and just healing yourself, if you're not aware of it, by doing that, you're healing like your lineage, you're healing, your immediate family, you're healing like anybody who comes after you, and that includes like your nieces and nephews and you're healing humanity by doing this, and you're also welcoming in healthy, new, fresh energy. and you're going to feel so fulfilled in your relationships if you don't already. That's coming for you. It's like your birthright. You're on the path. It's happening. You don't have to do anything but be yourself and continue walking this path. It's going to effortlessly and naturally just present itself to you, and one day you're going to find yourself, you are the swan. The swan is so devoted, mates for life, so graceful, so effortless, just floating on the water, and that's going to be you. It's going to feel right. It's going to feel right. You're going to feel so good and connected and rooted and purposeful within your community, within your home, within your connection to all of humanity. So thank you for thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you've done to heal yourself and to heal others, or to heal others by healing yourself. So yeah, thank you so much. I think this is your message. I almost feel like is there something else? I almost want to pull one more tarot card. Okay. Yes, the King of Pentacles, the King of Stones with the wolf. Oh, I love it, because the wolf is like, they're nothing without their pack. There's always like this lone wolf like symbolism, but really wolves are innately very like communally oriented. I don't know if I'm using the right words, but they're very much about their pack and about their connection to each other. And like, they're so, I don't know how to put this because I don't know a lot about wolves, but I think you get what I'm saying. Like dogs, wolves, like very loyal, very connected. And I just see this wolf as you like howling at the moon and in the depths of your healing, in the depths of all this darkness that you've been facing. And that call, your howling, is calling in all of this support, not only in the spiritual world, but in the physical world, and all of this love, and your family, like your pack is like coming in, and it's just, it's innate, but it's inevitable. It's inevitable that this will happen for you. So yay, keep like howling at the moon, because your pack's gonna hear you, and it's all like, you're doing so well. So, all right, thank you so much. This is the end of your reading. If you want to go into the infinite prayer, we will be doing that. I will be doing that at the end of all 3 readings. I'm just going to do one, maybe a little bit longer, energy healing session for every group, all in one. If you feel called to any of the other flowers, I'm getting this feeling like they're all connected, especially with the salmon. You might be connected to group number 1. But if not, if I'm leaving you here, thank you so much for your presence. Thank you so much for the work you've been doing to heal yourself. You are entering into an abundance of love and connection with the rest of humanity. So yes, thank you so much. Bye. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to Little Flower Tarot, your floral oracle. Today I chose the reddish brownish carnation. And so carnations originated in ancient Greece and in Roman times. They are one of the oldest cultivated flowers on earth. They were discovered by one of the earliest known botanists. They are native to the Mediterranean region. And they are known as the flower of the gods because and I don't know if it's because, but their scientific name is related to the Greek god Zeus. I just wanted to give a little bit of backstory on the carnation before we get started. So this reading is about how you can heal or balance your root chakra. And I have pulled 2 oracle cards from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. And let's see what you got. We have the Serpent, number 46. Interesting. It's giving me like long winding path vibes. And whoa, this serpent has 2 heads. Or is it 2 serpents? Interesting. And then we've got Middle World. Okay. I guess Middle World is kind of like Earth, in between underworld and upper world. I don't know, heaven and hell, I guess. But okay. And then I pulled 1 card from the medicine cards oracle. It's like animal guide oracle. And you got the blue heron. So one thing I do know about the blue heron is that they are quite solitary creatures. For the most part of the year, they are they kind of fly solo and then they more often only get together with others when it's time for mating. Yeah, I found comfort in them during a time when I was like in a very hermity phase. So this could kind of feel a little bit like hermit energy, and lots of water element. So we'll see what happens when we get into the reading. I'm gonna pull my tarot cards from the Wildwood Tarot. It's this Celtic, earthy, grounded tarot deck. So I thought it was fitting for today's reading. All right, how can group number 3 balance their root chakra? Okay. Okay, so we've got the King of Arrows, Kingfisher. King of Arrows is King of Swords. Then we got the Nine of Arrows with dedication, more air element. Two of Vessels with attraction. The Ace of Vessels with the waters of life. And I will say in group number 2, there were 2 cards that had swans on them, and you got a swan in your reading as well. So group number 2 might be related. And then more snakes. Interesting. You've got the King of Bows. The King of Bows is the King of Wands with adder. I guess that's a type of snake. I don't know much about snakes. There are 1, 2, 3 snakes in this card. And then we've got 7 of Cups, 7 of Vessels with mourning. Mourning as in like mourning a death or... Okay, and then we've got the 8 of Stones or the 8 of Pentacles with skill. Okay, let's see what we have here. So, surprisingly, you didn't get any major arcanas. So, the first 2 had quite a few major arcanas. Not sure why that's important, but we will dig in and see. So, alrighty. How can group number 2 balance their root chakra? So the first thing I kind of thought about was with this blue heron, that feeling of being very solitary. And then with the 2 of Cups, with attraction, this is about an intimate soulmate relationship. It's about a strong connection between 2 people. And I'm getting this sense that if you let someone into your life, in a significant way, it's because you really want them there. Like, you're the type of person that the people you allow into your sphere are very special to you. Otherwise, you would keep your distance. So I'm getting this feeling of someone who really desires that soulmate relationship, someone who that is one of the deepest desires of your heart. Like with this Ace of Cups, that would be one of the most beautiful and overflowing sources of abundance and love and sustenance for your soul. It'd be something that'd bring you so much peace and so much love. Like with the swans mate for life as well. And so this is a deep desire of yours to have this healthy, balanced, intimate partnership. And with the 9 of Arrows, there's this woman and it says dedication, right? So I'm getting 2 scenarios. There's someone who's shooting her arrow and like shooting her shot, you know, like going out, and when she feels something for someone, she's giving it a try. She's not turning down love. You know, when there's a spark, she goes for it. And so I see all these arrows, they're kind of like missed. They're like, I shot and I missed. I shot and I missed. And it's like, I could see how that would be very disheartening when things just consistently don't work out. But there's also the other scenario where if you are in a relationship that you're happy in, it could be this, or that you want to continue, or that you want to heal, or that you want to deepen. I'm kind of getting this feeling of like she's shooting these arrows and they're missing. They're like bids for connection, bids for healing, bids for intimacy that are being unnoticed. So we might tap on the two different scenarios in this reading, for like someone who's single or someone who's in an intimate partnership, but feeling, like unseen in her bids for connection. And it almost gives this feeling too of like, I keep trying, I keep putting myself out there, and like it's almost like a feeling of like the universe is not seeing my effort or not seeing my desire for this to come to fruition. I really want this healthy, balanced, loving, intimate partnership, but my tries are going unnoticed. So overall, it is this feeling, whether you're in a relationship or not, it's this feeling of putting your effort into creating a relationship, and that feeling like it's going unseen or unnoticed, and that it's not like you haven't reaped the benefits of like putting your faith out there, putting your heart out there. Like you've been going and going, and there might be like some disheartening energy there. Interesting. It feels, I'm curious how this is related to the root chakra, because it feels very, all of the chakras are like connected to each other. I'm almost getting this sense of the connection between the heart chakra and the root chakra, and how important that is. Well, I think the imbalance within the root chakra as it pertains to your desire for a healthy, intimate, loving partnership or for the healing of your current partnership, or whatever imbalances you're seeing in your life, in your love life. The imbalance within the root chakra in relation to that is a feeling of emptiness or purposelessness if you don't attain that relationship, or like a state of harmony within that relationship. So there is a feeling of lack. You've got a feeling of dependency on another, on an outward thing that's out of your control, like for instance, another human being, to fulfill something for you. And a sense and feeling that you won't be fulfilled until this person comes in, or this person fixes something for you. And that is the imbalance within your root chakra. There's a lack of a feeling of security in your own completeness and who you are, on your own. And there might be a little defensiveness in me saying that, because with the blue heron and you being such a solitary person, maybe you have learned to live and feel good in your I guess aloneness, or your solitude. You know how to feel good in solitude, and you are good at being alone. But so there might be a little defensiveness when I say, there's an imbalance there, and a feeling of lack when it comes to feeling whole, or feeling like your needs are met, or feeling like, oh, interesting. So it feels, okay, yeah. So there is a need that's going unmet, right? A need for intimacy, a need for love, a need for feeling connected, a need for romance, a need for like beauty and love and romance and playfulness, and something that an intimate partnership can bring to you. But I think where it's, going wrong is that you are putting all those feelings and those soul needs of yours on another person, and on that reflection being met, like on the actual relationship coming in. And it's making you feel bad. I mean, I get this sense that, of course, you're worthy of a healthy, healed, balanced relationship, but so many of us do this, that we project things onto another person and hope that they fulfill needs of ours that are meant to be fulfilled within. And so this need of yours, this need for this connection and intimacy and being seen in the most raw levels and in the most intimate of ways, first and foremost, is capable of being met by yourself, within your own being. And I think you might know that, but you might have forgotten, because you're looking for a relationship, and in the pursuit of that relationship, you kind of forgot that so many of your needs and your sense of fulfillment can be met within yourself. And even sexual fulfillment. I mean, everything you can meet for yourself, with the universe, with God, with your own connection to who you are, your own soul, with nature. All of these things can be fulfilled within your own being. And the deeper you can rest in that, the more you can feel detached from how this love partnership is going to show up for you in your life, or how this other person is going to meet you in your life. You can feel detached and take some of the burden off of that other person and just take care of it yourself, just take care of yourself, your own needs, and know that you have that power within you, and for it to feel way more rooted and secure than it could ever feel by relying solely on the other person to fulfill them. So, which we'll get into, I feel like it is also our birthright to have these intimate connections to other people and for them to help meet needs. That's just a part of humanity and how we're designed. It's to be in community and to have needs met by the people around you. But when it's just a slight imbalance. There's just a little bit of a slight imbalance where you kind of forgot that, oh yeah, I can feel completely 100% fulfilled in my own being and still attract in someone who's going to meet needs of mine happily and with pleasure, that is going to just magnify what you already know to be true within. Magnify all the love you know and have within. It's only going to bring in and enhance that love inside of you and build it up and lift it up and express it so that it's even more overflowing and you have more to give yourself and others. So that's how the relationship is meant to look. It's meant to look like you both feeling whole and complete within yourself, and then the love you have for each other only magnifying the individual love you hold within your own beings, magnifying that and filling that up even more. So it's just these two beautiful sovereign beings. I'm going to hold this up because this is a really beautiful image. These two beautiful sovereign beings that are happy and healthy within their own self, and they both have something to give into the relationship. And they both have everything they need within, but coming together, it just brings even more love, you just are enhancing each other's ability to experience love, more and more of it. And I get this feeling like once you come together, you're going to help each other grow in your love for humanity and for the rest of your community, and build each other up to a sense that both of you, each one of you, have more and more love to give to each other and to your community, to your family, to to the world around you. So it's just this magnifying of two whole souls. And that's the relationship, what the relationship you're entering into is meant to look like for you both. And it's going to be so fulfilling and loving and balanced and kind, and it's just perfect. Like, I'm excited. This is so beautiful. So yeah, maybe for a second you forgot that in order to attract this whole beautiful, amazing, sovereign person, that you need to remember that you are whole, beautiful, amazing, and sovereign in yourself. So wow, that's lovely. Beautiful message. So, okay. So if ravens are a sign for you, they're kind of popping out to me in this middle world card. I wonder if there are any other ravens in here. There's like a raven wing in this serpent card. Yeah, with this, I mean, this Seven of Vessels with mourning, this Seven of Cups is kind of giving me this, it's giving me this feeling like it's almost like you've put out your cups. Like you kind of thought like the only way to receive what it is you need is to like ask for it from others, or to hope for it, that it will come in from outside of you and then be fulfilled. It's like you're putting your cups out for them to be filled, and they never got filled, you know? So it's like mourning this time spent like grasping and looking elsewhere for the love that you could always find within. I mean, the Seven of Cups is kind of, that's an interesting interpretation of the Seven of Cups that I never thought of. But the Seven of Cups is about like kind of illusion and choices and like this kind of fluctuating energy that doesn't really have any grounding. And I don't know, it always gives me this like elusive kind of vibe. And it just feels like, yeah, like you've been extending your cups in all of these places and just hoping for love to come in. And I'm so sorry that hasn't panned out. You deserve so much better. And what's within you, like you have everything you need within you to fulfill these needs. You really do. Like the universe, God, nature has your back, is there for you always. Like you always have all the support you need within and around you. You always will, to fulfill your heart's desires. So I just hope you know that. I hope you can deepen into that. And yeah, the Eight of Stones with skill is like, I kind of see you moving forward, slowly learning how to rely on yourself for security, for love. Let me see if I can I feel like I'm missing something. There, yeah. I'm getting, what I'm feeling right now is deflation. I'm so disappointed. That's the energy. I'm so disappointed. I really wanted this, or I really wanted this to work out, or I really thought that this would bring me fulfillment, and it didn't. And I just feel like, yeah, with this Eight of Stones with skill, Eight of Pentacles is about honing your skills. And this guy, he's building or creating these pottery things, and building these little, let's see, what has he got? He's making arrows. There's this divine feminine symbol down here. And so then he's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting. So my idea with the Eight of Stones is none of this is for naught. Whatever it is that you've been putting out there and trying to cultivate within, when it comes to bringing this love into your life, none of it is going to waste. And these ended up for instance, say let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he's working on the 8th one. But it looks like these little things up here that hold the fire within them, it's almost like, yeah, like they didn't turn out the way I wanted, but it's still useful. It's still going to be used for something, and it's not going to be wasted. So whatever it is, yeah, that's a very strong message coming through. It's okay to let go, and it's okay to like bury it into the earth, knowing that it's going to be compost to help with the fertile grounds of what you have been creating, which is the fertile grounds to welcome in this healthy love that you deserve, this healthy love between two beautiful, amazing, sovereign beings who are already fulfilled within themselves. Yeah, this is so airy and light and good, and it's completely balanced. And if it doesn't look like this, where it's a magnification of both your beauty and light and goodness, and like where it's balanced, like if there's one side draining the other, or if it just feels like, yeah. So with the King of Arrows, the King of Swords is this very strong but like detached but compassionate being who can see things for what they are, and know what's best for himself, he can detach from his emotions and make rational decisions that are still taking his emotions into account, but not overly leaning into his emotions. So there might be an imbalance there, where it's easy for you to get caught up in like the water element, into like the fluidity of your emotions and the love you hold for someone, and seeing the beauty and the potential there, and getting caught up in that, and not allowing yourself to be like rooted and grounded. Because like the King of Bows is the King of Wands, and that is this really fiery energy, really powerful, strong, magnetic energy. And it's almost like there needs to be a balance of the two energies. Like, let's see. So with all this water element in the middle, yeah, and then so water element feels very feminine and flowy, and then these like masculine energies here, like the King of Swords and the King of Wands, it just really feels like we need to find some sort of container for our emotions, and that can help us to be with them and honor them, but not get swallowed by them, and not overly rely on them to help us make decisions when it comes to the direction we go in with our love life. So that's probably where the imbalance is. Definitely a leaning into the water element. Even this reading, it's like I keep getting kind of swept away in like this watery energy, and I'm having a hard time like getting to the message, and it feels very emotional, and it feels very like, yeah, watery is the best way to put it. And like even with the serpent, it's like this undulating, like flowy, and even with like, then there's more snakes, and they're all like wrapped around each other, and it's just like convoluted, you know, like there is a very convoluted influence, underlying influence, like within your emotions, that's kind of been kind of informing your reality and getting you to this place where you feel like lack, where you feel like your needs aren't being met. It's almost like there's an influence, or like maybe whoever you've been, there might be an influence around you who's been causing you confusion. and causing you to not even really have access to like the truth, the balanced truth where you're taking your logic and your emotions and your just everything into account. So this influence, we really need detachment from this influence. Like, I like this kingfisher. Here's the water. Out of all, this is actually a really nice card to have, because out of all of this like convoluted water energy, we've got this kingfisher, right? And so he is flying over the water. The water is still underneath him, and he's like clear and focused, and he's an air element, and he's like looking at the rational, and he's able, like, he sees the water. He exists as a part of the water, you know, like he relies on the water. Like the water is part of who he is, helps feed him, you know, but he's flying above it, and he's just observing things from a higher vantage point. And that seems to be the place where we need to get you. So meditation, I think, would be very beneficial to you. Grounding, going out in nature, focusing on a passion project. Like this Eight of Pentacles is about honing your craft in something. What is it that you love to do that's strictly yours? Like, we need to get your energy out of worrying about this love situation. We need to move you into what makes you happy apart from that, what fulfills you apart from that, and like, how can you look at it from a higher vantage point? Because you've been there before, and you can get back there. And like, it just feels like with all this snaky, windy, watery energy, you've lost something. You've lost your grounding. You've lost your like ability to discern, you know, where you're going, what you're doing, and why, like within this situation. And so, yeah, we need, like I said, walks in nature, meditation, finding ways to detach, like doing like cord cutting meditations. Like, just, you need to detach, and get yourself into with the blue heron, get back into your solo energy. Like, you're a pro, man. Like, you're always going to be a pro. No matter what, you're always going to be able to find joy within yourself. Like, that's who you've been. And so we need to pull our energy back into that. Like, the message is that, like, you're amazing on your own. You've always been able to find so much joy on your own. In fact, you found the most joy you've ever experienced and the most fulfillment you've ever experienced in your life when you've been on your own. So that is accessible to you always. Like, your inherent joy and fulfillment within yourself is always going to be accessible to you. And right now, whatever's going on, you need to find access to that again. So do the things that give you joy. Listen to music, dance, like whatever it is that brings you joy. Like, do whatever that is, and just keep detaching. If you feel like tied to this other person, or this potential for this other person, or whatever it is, if you keep feeling tied to that, just observe it. Just don't like be upset about it. Like, oh shit, I'm thinking about that person again, or oh shit, I'm worrying about that again, or this concern. Like, instead of like being upset that you are attached, just observe, like, oh, look, I'm attached again. I'm sorry that my cat's trying to get in. So what's going on, dude? All right. So I feel like, yes, like we're getting to the message. It's like, remember who you are. Like, it reminds me of Lion King. Like, remember who you are. Like, oh my God, there is such a remembrance coming for you. I'm so excited for you. Yes, like, there is something like, I don't know why this middle world, if any of you are middle children, I don't know why that made me think of that. Like, all right, so my cat has, like, I don't know if I'm going to take everything as symbolic, then whatever this love situation has been for you has been a huge distraction from like something that has to do with like your calling and you entering into your soul's highest purpose and power and path. So I don't know if there's an attachment to this that you've been clinging to because you maybe are afraid that, like, you've been afraid of the inevitable letting go of it. that you might have, that just might happen, not definitely will happen, but might happen if you move forward on your soul's path. If you move forward into a higher calling, into your truest, deepest power, rooted sense of power. So yeah, it's almost like this feeling like there's a clinging and attachment, and it's totally distracting you from something amazing and a surefire solo path forward into who you truly are and what you're meant to do and how you're meant to feel as a sovereign being. And I think there is this need to surrender it, to surrender the relationship, or to surrender the sense of need and desire. Not necessarily desire. No, that's not the right. The attachment to the potential relationship. Just surrendering it to the divine and trusting at the deepest level that all your needs are going to be met, whether from this person or another, like one way or another, your deepest soul needs are going to be met. And you need to surrender your attachments to whether or not this relationship is going to either come in or pan out. Like, surrender it completely and let go and trust in who you are. Because in order to attract the highest potential partnership that you are worthy of, that is the energy you need to exist within. So let that all just fade away. Let it crumble to the wayside. And deepen into the core and the root of your soul. Your power, your impact, your mission, the truth of your being. Like, that's what you're being called into. And so let's not keep piddling around and distracting ourselves with these energies that, quite frankly, are very convoluted and confusing and not serving you right now. Detachment and a deepening into your sovereign power and being. So how can we, let's see, like practically, I think I've said practically what that looks like is maybe meditation, cord cutting meditations, going into nature, observing when you do feel attached and not being angry or frustrated or resentful or any of that with it, or observing when you fall into that distraction and just being with it and having compassion for yourself and just knowing that you do that because you're seeking love and it's a deep desire. And if you see a spark of light or potential for it, you follow it because that's who you are, because it's a beautiful part of who you are. But knowing your tendency to do that and get lost a little in it and just being, just being observant of that and being compassionate with yourself and trusting in like the law of the universe that when you fall into love with yourself, then love will only reflect itself back to you. The same kind of love, the most like amazing, like secure love that's your birthright, like will reflect itself back to you in the right timing. So I'm just getting like this, there is this like amazing love that's like going to like magnify who you are, that is meant to come for you, and it's going to feel so secure, and it's going to hold space for you to be all of who you are. And whoever it is very strong and powerful and secure in who they are, and like it's just meant for you. It's coming. So let go of whatever this is, the confusion. If anybody's like, holding you on a string a little bit, or like not being clear with you or not giving you what you need as far as like, clarity. If someone's just, making you more confused, then let that shit go. Release it. Truly surrender it. And the way you can do that has nothing to do with what you say to this person or how you're connected. It has nothing to do with like your communication with them, and everything to do with your communication with yourself and like the earth and God and the universe, and your surrendering of all of it into the compost of your life, into the compost of the grounds of your soul to nurture and fulfill who you really are. And like whether or not this person, like I think for some of you there's a person, other of you you're just looking at a potential, but I'm trying to like encompass all of it. But whether or not this person comes around, and rises to who they need to be to meet you in your highest power, we'll see, right? But you'll never know unless you rise to who you actually are. Because if you stick around in these energies and you accept breadcrumbs for any longer, eventually you're going to feel like shit and you're going to walk away anyway. So you might as well just do it now, release it, surrender it, and trust, and know that whoever's meant for you will be able to rise to who you really are. So I think that's the message. I hope I'm not leaving anything out. Sometimes at the end of my sessions, I do feel like I'm leaving something out. I don't know why, but I hope you got what you needed from this. You are amazing, just as you are, as a solo being. Like, you are beautiful and amazing and overflowing with just so much abundance within your own self. And so just deepen yourself into your own being, because there's so much there inside of you that's just waiting to like pour through you and pour through like your experience of your life, where you're just going to feel so happy and fulfilled as you are. And then someone's going to come in and just make it even better. It's already good, and then it's going to be even better. So keep going. That is your message. So how can you heal your root chakra? Deepen into the wellspring of love and acceptance and beauty and the charm of your own being. I don't know why I just heard that, like the charm of who you are, and like let yourself just feel yourself, like let yourself remember like that you have everything you need to feel secure and rooted and happy and joyful and fully expressed. And you have everything you need to feel all the pleasure, all the fulfillment of every part of you. You have it all. You've always had it inside of you. So alrighty. Thank you so much. We are heading into the infinite prayer now. I'm doing a collective energy healing session for all 3 groups. Just one, maybe a little bit longer session than usual, just to encompass the root chakra healing for all 3 groups today. So I hope to see you there. I will have a link down below for how you can access that. And thank you so much for being here. Bye.